Rav Daniel Travis welcomes Chareidi Olim to Eretz Yisrael. Proudly brought to you by tribejournal.org and aviradeeretzisrael.org.
Yashar Kol Gadol to Rav Yoel for what he does. I think he's one of the most passionate people I ever met. Whenever I bump into him, it's like, what can we do? What can we do to get Jews here to Eretz Yisrael? I want to tell you my own story. I was a 14-year-old public school student in the Bronx High School of Science, if you know what that is. And I was training for the Olympics. I was doing other things. And it happened to be one day, Rav Meir Kahana walks into our school. He had been invited to speak, and the truth is, I didn't know anything about Torah, Judaism, but they put up posters not to come. So if you can't come, I want to see what it's all about. In any event, his speech was single-directed. He said, you're all enrolled in school, go immediately to Israel, and go to yeshiva. Now, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't know what yeshiva was, but he spoke so passionately that a year later, I got up and came here, and I've been here for the past 40 years. So this is really the secret. If you want to know how to make aliyah, you just have to come here, because there's so many things holding you back, so many cheshbonos, and when I heard that a whole community came from Baltimore, that's incredible, And he wrote son that you should be a guiding light, you should be an example for all the communities in America to follow suit. Amen, came to its son. Broderick said that Hanukkah is basically over, but I think we find an interesting thing here, that in 8 days from now is going to be Asar B'Tevis, right? If we make the calendar count. And it's a little bit interesting that we had 8 days of Hanukkah, and 8 days later is Asar B'Tevis. There's something seemingly there. That's one question. Another question is that really, there's 3 fasts that we're commemorating on the 8th of Tevis, which are, anybody know what they are? The 3 fasts? 3 fasts on the 8th of Tevis? The 10th. The 8th of Tevis was to Targum Atera into Greek. The 9th of Tevis was unknown, but some say it's the death of Ezra. And the 10th of Tevis was the beginning of the Churban. And I think if we think into what happens and why we made these fasts, we'll understand something really interesting here. Yeah? Is that we just finished Hanukkah. We had Halal Hodoah. We celebrated the Hanukkah Mizbeach and the Beis Hamikdash. Rabim Ba'Miyatim, Tameim Ba'Turim, Zaydim B'Yadoski Torasecha, right? But Lamaisa, the fast of Asar Tevis is kind of telling us the battle is not over yet. Yeah? The Targum turning to Greek will say, look, the tzaddikim over the Rishonim, but the whole battle of Hanukkah was against Greek culture. And you see, Greek culture got some strength on the 8th of Tevis. The 9th of Tevis was commemorating the death of Ezra, tzaddikim, and the 10th of Tevis was the beginning of the Churban. All 3 things, which we had koyach in Hanukkah, there was the chalishas in those days. There was a weakening in those 3 days. So, Lamaisa, the message of Asar B'Tevis and the next 8 days is that Hanukkah is not over yet. Yeah, we still have what to do. And the fact that you picked yourselves up from America and left, I happen to be going back on Thursday, and I know everybody I meet says, I want to come to Israel, I want to come to Israel, I want to come to Israel. But where are they? And what's the reason? Because it's not easy to come here, right? The Ibn Ezra says in Bereshis Parak Lamed Gimel, he says, Kol hakoyne chelik b'Eretz Yisrael, koyne chelik b'olam haba. Living in Eretz Yisrael is like living in Olam haba. Yeah? Your mom's living here in Olam haba. You're living in a place where HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Shechina is sure. You can go down to the coastal and daven, and you're right in front of the Kodesh Kodashim. You're in a very, very strong place. And therefore, the manias, the things stopping us, are going to be very great. So I really extend my deepest admiration to all of you. And I wish you all the greatest bracha, hatzlacha, and siyata d'shmai in every single thing you do. And L'Zrat Hashem, you should be a true example for all the communities in America who want to come but haven't come yet. I have a sister community in Lawrence, New York, that adopted our kollel. Yeah, and one time one of my talmidim said, it says, La'asid kol bati midrash, kol bati kinesios, and chutzlar to come to Eretz Yisrael. So we see you here, you did it. You picked yourself up and you came here. Here it's on that all of the communities in America should follow suit, and B'ezrat Hashem we should be zoiche to be as goyal, amen, kain, Yirot Son.
This content was brought to you by tribejournal.org and aviradeeretzisrael.org. You can find more talks like these at aviradeeretzisrael.org.